Hi, Gemini. It's so good to see you. Look, this is the second time trying to record this reading. Whenever I record a reading with intense energy, it never fails that my kitten acts up. She's about 8 months old now. Maybe she's 9. Yeah, she's 9. Wait, no, she's older than that. Anyways, uh, she still is a kitten. She's a big fat kitten, and she loves to come up on my table and wreck my cards when she knows that I'm like really into a reading. So she felt that energy. Your energy seems very intense right now. And I have 4 cards on the table so far. And I don't want to put them back because I did get some meditative energies that I definitely took notes on. And they correlate so well with the cards that I have on the table that I just felt like this is your message. I'm sorry, I don't usually like to start out this way, but I really don't want to put them back. I really don't want to start over because it just made so much sense to me. So in my meditation, okay, firstly, I got a sort of sense of urgency, right? A sense of a time-sensitive situation. And as I was recording, these 4 cards came out, which does signify some forward movement you're going to be making this week, a choice that you need to make, or some clarity that you're going to have over a relationship. And so in my meditative session, I heard reality check, okay, reality check, which was kind of harsh, and I thought, all right, well, what is the reality check about? And they said, learn from past mistakes. And so, Gemini, I think that you're potentially looking at a situation that you've been in before, or a very similar scenario, some cycle that you've been repeating. This cycle could harness or foster toxic tendencies. You could actually have a codependent relationship or just be involved in a karmic relationship with someone who you know you probably won't be with for forever. But you're looking down the road, okay, this week, and you're really having to be honest with yourself about some stuff. Because this does involve past mistakes for someone. And it could actually be you, Gemini, who's looking at revisiting a relationship that may bring you to the same place over and over again. And I think you're seeing this very clearly. But honestly, there are 2 paths in front of you, and I think a lot of people are wanting more options in this. That's the sort of sense I'm getting, is like, what? I only have 2 options? Yeah, and it does seem time sensitive because one option's not going to stay here for forever, all right? And the initial option that I felt easy, it felt like there was the karmic situation, it felt comfortable, or, maybe even to an extent just codependent, like, neither of you are super happy, but it's comfortable, But then they did say that this option 1 will eventually lead to a dead end, okay? Because it's not challenging. It doesn't foster the potential growth as the second option. The second option is going to be more challenging initially, okay? Because maybe you do have a past with this person that's reemerging in your life, or maybe there is a spiritual context here. And so that would make sense that you revisit this situation, or you feel like you've been in a very similar situation before, with a counterpart or a person of high significance. The reason I say that is because we have eternal union coming up within the the sacred spirit reading cards. So this is the number 6 in the major arcana. The number 6 is also covered by the lovers. And so, I actually haven't seen this card come out in any reading before. And I would like to say that this is of high significance for someone, okay? And it does denote a decision that needs to be made, some trash that needs to be thrown out, some consideration that really needs to be given, a situation that needs to come to an end. There is something here. There is something here, okay? It's magnetic. It has power to manifest very rapidly. There's a connection. It's undeniable. It's unbreakable. But it feels a lot like new love. It feels a lot like new love. New love is forming. Okay, so you've got to kind of listen to your heart about this, Gemini. The Gemini energy of the Lovers in the major arcana does show a spiritual significance as well, but that the card that they're showing me in my mind, is the Lovers, and it has that mountain in between it, right? And then the angel above it. Maybe it'll come out in this reading. I'll show you guys what I'm saying, but a lot of you are able to visualize that card specifically. And that mountain is what they're showing to me most. The mountain, the thing that's in between the two lovers. And why this relationship is of significance spiritually. Because it is being divinely guided. There is something between you two. And there's been a block. And that block will potentially remain there, okay, until one of you removes it or one of you climbs it, or there's got to be something there, okay, to sort of dissect about the mountain between you two. Now, it does kind of feel like a mountain, to be completely honest. It doesn't feel like you're just going to be able to have easy street with this sort of union, because it does demand a lot of change when we see this card. But it is an eternal union. Is, of course, you can kind of see their vortex of energy. There's sacred geometry behind them. Souls uniting, or souls that are inseparable, okay, is what this card typically denotes. And so I would take caution about your next decisions, because as you look at this eternal union, you think, all right, well, we've been here before. We could definitely be here again, and the situation could be even worse than before, right? Or I may miss out on this opportunity forever. You guys really could be looking at sort of an eternal decision, right? Wow, an eternal decision. So then we have 3 cards that come out. The Hanged Man, the Chariot, and Death. Some of you are definitely leaving something because you've attained a certain amount of enlightenment about it. But I feel like you haven't made moves yet. I feel like you haven't been vocal about this yet. I feel like you haven't really addressed the things you need to address, which is really that block. And that's why this is sort of a ticking time bomb, is because the longer you wait, I feel like the worse the situation does get. So, yeah, with the Hanged Man in an upright position, this means that this person, whoever you're involved with, or this situation, is just waiting. They're just waiting. They're waiting for enlightenment. They're waiting for their questions to be answered. They're waiting for the green light. But I feel that sort of coming back in a really sort of backlash way, because what they know, they're not going to know any more than they already know. Does that make sense? They already know something, and there's no more proof or evidence for it that's not spiritually guided. And so this person is really having to rely on spirit here, which is not the tangible. It's not the things that you can hold, or the physical reality, or the karmic relationship, or the hard evidence. It's potentially much more rooted in feeling, spirituality, energy, and this person, they're waiting. Okay, so we're going to dissect that energy a little bit more. But the Chariot, okay, the Chariot denotes Cancerian energy, moving forward from the past, leaving the things that no longer serve them behind, going forward in haste, right? Picking up the pace, having clear direction, and your head and your heart in alignment. What this would also suggest is a spiritual union, as we have the yin and yang symbolized underneath. Okay, so both people, or counterparts, if you will, are moving forward in this way. But man, learning from your past mistakes, you could have some real reservations about this. I'm actually feeling a lot of hesitation about this, because of the mistakes made in the past. Now, whoever made those mistakes is needing to be very honest about those things. Because there have been some toxic tendencies. This is the reality check that they've been asking for. This is the karma that they've sown. They're simply not going to get what they deserve unless they work for it. Okay, at this point, they could feel a bit of a deficit. And I'm even sort of slurring a little bit, going over my words a little bit. Like, it's really hard for this person to look at. You know, they're almost wanting spirit to just do all the work for them. I actually kind of feel a lazy energy a little bit here, right? Where it's not going to get done that way. This person has to work for it. Man. And this option or opportunity is expiring. So, death. It comes for us all. It comes for every situation, you guys. So death is a scorpionic energy, and it's coming for this situation in one way or another. Like I said, if there's two options, one is bound to be taken away. Okay? One is bound to be expired. One is bound to be taken away or to be left. That is just what I'm feeling like. It's just one or the other. Very cold, and cut dry. There are no other ways. And I feel like whatever this death energy really represents is the Saturnian reckoning of transformation. Like, when this person does realize the past mistakes that they've made, maybe the bad investments or the time that they've wasted with people who aren't of significance, then they may realize an even deeper understanding of their own spirituality. They are realizing a deeper essence of their emotionality, right? Death often has a lot to do with inheritance. Okay, so as we're looking at karma, we're dealing with a lot of karmic astrological energies. The seeds that have been sown, that kind of thing. It feels like this person is really having to accept the situation. Okay, and not really try to work their way around it, because that's not going to work. It's not going to work. This person is literally facing an ending that is conclusive in one way or another. You know, as we said, the eternal union can also be an eternal decision, right? They may lose this union for good, you know, and you never know. I mean, if this is a twin flame situation, I think a lot of times it tends to surprise us all. But it could feel lasting, and it could be lasting, okay? So we're going to dissect this a little bit more, you guys. The Hanged Man. Please clarify the Hanged Man. I feel like I'm talking really nonchalantly with you guys, kind of, you know, like, it is what it is. You know, and you guys could kind of feel that way. And I will say that the longer this person waits, the more this feels. The more they contemplate, or the more they act like they don't know, it actually deters this person. It's like literally the off switch. It's like the turn off switch. Clarify the Hanged Man, please. Yeah, and there's karma here. That Five of Wands just flashed in front of me. There's competition, or at least someone feels like there is. There could feel like there's lots of competition, or that they just want to avoid the drama. Okay, all right. Wow, you guys. The Hanged Man is clarified by the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. This is a really interesting energy, because this is a Taurus, a Capricorn, Taurus, Cancer we have twice here on the deck, and we also have Scorpio twice on the deck. And so if we look at it in this context, you guys, the Hanged Man is trying to receive enlightenment about their future person. This is a highly spiritual union, though they are not divine counterparts necessarily within the cards. These two people hold a lot of spiritual power, a lot of context here, spiritually, eternally, emotionally, right? Through past experiences. There's a lot of history here. There's a depth and a wealth here. And they're both teachers in their own right, okay? So the Hierophant denotes a number 5 in the major arcana, which is the person who is becoming aware or recently discovering their sort of inner feminine, I think. Now, if this is an eternal union, you can take that as it flies, you guys. Either it is their own inner feminine or it is you being their feminine, okay? Either way, I think you're shedding light on this person's emotionality and maybe the lack thereof in the past decisions that they've made. Not being receptive, not being open, not being spiritually aware or self-aware, self-conscious, or just conscious or awakened in general. Whatever their mistakes have been, it feels really surface. It feels really just sort of empty, nonchalant, and kind of curving a little bit around life's lessons, like just avoidant energy. And this Hanged Man is actually spirit saying, nope, nope, no more curving, no more loopholing, no more avoiding. We're gonna freaking hang you upside down, bro. We're gonna hang you upside down until we get your attention, and we're going to get it. Okay? So the Queen of Cups is oftentimes depicted as the mother energy. And I think the Hierophant does denote the spiritual union. They are the high priestess, or the high priest, and they are the marriage counselor, right? They are the pope. They're the person who marries. They're about sanctity, okay? Like, this person I don't think is taking you lightly at all. If this is your person, they know exactly your significance in their life. They're not confused about it. But for whatever reason, they are not moving forward either. Okay? And so this is a lot about marriage. Okay, this is a lot about marriage. This person could feel like they're married to you already. You know, they could feel so comfortable with you, or they could feel like there's just such a connection there that it's really not up for question. But they have healing to do here, which is why they haven't moved forward. They're in this hangman position, like, where do I even start? Where do I even start? And I think this has a lot to do with lies or deception in the past, because the Queen of Cups knows. The Queen of Cups knows everything. And in a way that can kind of be alleviating, you know, to the person who's having to revisit this situation and maybe take ownership of their mistakes. And it can also be very intimidating if this person is not used to having to tell the truth. So the 10 of Pentacles comes up, and this is all about legacy, loyalty, long-term commitment, community, family. This is everything. It's the everything card. It's the hardest card to get to and to attain. 1818 on the clock, 99. And you can't get it by grabbing it, by taking it, by calling for it, right? It's only, you have to work for it. You have to work for it. And so this person, I think, is really realizing, I've got my work cut out for me, and it could take a lifetime. It could actually take a lifetime to make amends with my past. Whoops. Whoops. Let's look at the Chariot. Yeah. That's why there's two options. You know, if they stay where they are and they continue to do what they've done, sure, it'll be comfortable, and sure, they'll probably be happy and keep moving forward, but in some way it'll just be really unfulfilling, and I think they know that. Because the second option is challenging. The second option demands them to be better. Let's look at the Chariot. Chariot, please. Chariot, please. Please clarify the Chariot. Why is the Chariot here? Whew. The Two of Pentacles. So listen, you guys, this person, they're really struggling with this. You know, I wouldn't even say that. They're not actually really struggling with it, but for whatever reason, they feel like they can't just move forward. Like there must be, I think that there's a financial attachment or there's an obligation here, and they're trying to just balance life right now. That's what I feel about that. They feel like they're not able to move forward, but they do want to, because again, we have this balance taking place. Okay, so regardless of how they're doing that right now, they're trying to do that. Okay, they're trying to balance. They're trying to figure out a way to move forward potentially and create more harmony in their life. This is sort of catching my eye. The eternal union, you know, then we have the infinity symbol, okay? It's sort of talking about learning to move forward with this commitment in mind, or with this connection in mind, because it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere, and that's, I think, the harsh truth, that this is a spiritual connection. They're not just going to be able to like, you know, go back and forth. The sun. This is the Leo energy of the major arcana. This denotes a new beginning. It literally is the sun rising upon a situation. And they're having to close out chapters. They're having to drop an option. The two options literally is what they're like, oh no, I don't know. But they do know. And I just feel like it's a matter of time before they actually move forward with this, or whether they lose the option altogether. Please clarify the Chariot. So we have the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords in reverse. What I say, this person feels like they can't move forward, that they have obligations, that they're tied to someone. There's a lot of air energy coming through all of a sudden. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. So, what I would say is that, you guys, I really feel that they have love. There's love here. There is true love. There's a significant relationship. But the reasons that they're being held back are not significant. They're not spiritual. Okay, it's very mundane stuff that's coming through that they're almost neglecting this opportunity for. You know, the Six of Swords, it's going into drama, feeling like they have to. They're not moving forward because it's going to require them to speak their truth. It's going to require them to gain clarity, to move on, and they just feel like they can't. And with this energy, the Four of Swords, this is recovery. This is kind of rehab. This is needing to rest and really take in what you know and what you've learned. Like, this person is not moving forward until they have ultimate clarity of what they're going to do next. And so take that as it flies, you guys. This person, I think, is being a little too careful. But that's only because the Six of Swords is in reverse. So I don't know what their situation is, but it just kind of feels like they're trying to cope and balance right now. And align their head with their heart, because their head is all messed up. It's all over the place. They're not communicating, right? Or they could be very silent right now. Silence is just like, I can't even talk about it with people because I need to know for myself what I'm going to do. And I want to have the right perspective for when I actually do move forward. So I do kind of like that energy, because it talks about being emotionally and mentally centered. Where this person is concerned, I feel that they do know and see the significance of this relationship and the spirituality behind it, the karma behind it, the reason behind it. There's a lot of power here, but in essence, there's the mundane that they've got to think about for whatever reason. Okay? And so this person is not moving forward yet, but it's because they don't want to make any wrong moves. They are literally trying to learn from their past mistakes. Overall energy for the Chariot, we have the Two of Cups, which is partnership. This is the very beginning of a divine union, something starting from the ground up, getting to know each other, creating some understanding, but there is a lot of love. And as you can see, there's alchemy. Okay, alchemy. So if there has been an extensive past between you two, this is their choice. You know, as we have the Two of Pentacles being their reason for not just simply moving forward, it's not because they don't have love for you, because that is truly there. The love is there. Okay? Let's look at the Death card. They make a decision because they know they have to. They know they have to. You know, this can also denote past mistakes. Like, you know, if there have been lies, sort of avoidant maneuvers. You know, it's almost like if this person isn't moving forward, they're just kind of like avoiding it. They're doing like a little dance to like just, you know, avoid the bullet, dodge the bullet, because they don't know what they're going to say. Please clarify death. Okay, I like this energy. The 8 of Coins. Yeah, really focusing on their finances. Really focusing on their finances and the details of the situation. Doing research, figuring out maybe what next move will pay off, or, you know, looking at the best karmic step forward, not wanting to accrue any more negative karma, that's for sure. Wanting to build something. Oh, 6 of Coins. Wow. Somebody's really giving to this. Wow. Someone's really giving to this relationship. Okay, eventually. And, you know, it could feel like a painstaking process waiting for this person. The Hierophant, the Chariot, the Death card, the Hangman. It's all kind of slow, or at least not moving forward now. We have the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. So as I sort of like stumble a little bit over my words, it does feel like a stop and go, you know, touch and go kind of energy. But eventually, when this death comes, they're not going to be questioning themselves. Okay, they're just going to be working on their finances, working on the giving and receiving of this relationship. Something has been transformed. Where there has been an unequal exchange, they're trying to fix that. They are trying to fix that. Yeah, something is becoming more even. Something is becoming more balanced. They want to give. And they're really concerned here with their success, or the success of this relationship. We have the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. So Divine Masculine coming through after the Death card. Okay, so that's really important to note, is that the significance has been in the major arcana, and it's been mostly divine up until death, right? The Death card. Once the Death card hits, this person is going to be taking the divine into their own hands. But they aren't able to. For whatever reason, they're not able to access the divine, or you know, use their spiritual energies in this karmic situation, because it has to end first. And so I do feel that being a big reason why there is this opportunity that is expiring, because if this person, you know, doesn't move forward, then, you know, then that'll be that. Which is still an option. It really still is, you guys. It really still is. And I think whoever is watching, you have to know that if this person moves forward, great. If they don't, great. I think either way, it's going to be fine. Because this is an eternal union. I mean, what are you going to lose? Time? Sure. That sucks. But I don't think so. Because this is talking about new love forming. It's not talking about old love ending. Overall energy, we have the 6 of Cups. Innocence, soulmate energy, equal give and take. Again, another number 6. This person really wants to make the karma better. They want to make this relationship better. Look at all these cards coming to follow death. It's all about entrepreneurialism, success, independence, working hard toward the future, challenging themselves, and having new goals in love or personal goals. But I think even more specifically, they just want to transform the situation from the ground up. They realize it has to. Okay, so thank you, Gemini. I appreciate you watching, and I hope that this resonated with some of you. Take care this week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.